Hey guys, it's Steve 1989 from MREinfo, and we're going to be opening up the 2B component of this ration cold weather packed by SoPaco and Corporate. And so let's see, without really wasting any time here, I just want to get this opened up and get going with it. Always open it from the bottom and the back if you want to save your packaging. That's always the way to go if you ask me. And what we got here are 2 instant lemon flavored teas for starters. Then what we'll be getting is 2 of these oatmeal cookie and granola bar packs. They packed them together from the beginning of the production of ration cold weathers in 1989 up till when Warnick started packing them in 1998, and then they put them in separate packs. Now we got the main entree here. Ooh, orange beverage powder. I can tell you right now it's no good. Look at that. Hard as a rock. Yeah, that's a shame. Anyways, let's keep at it here. Let's see what we got. The other one of these oatmeal cookie and granola bars. Now, I was mistaken and originally said that this was a, oh yeah, the M&Ms are powder. Yeah, you know, this was not stored in the best of conditions for the camera down. I've been having a real knack for not having this stuff on focus and in the shot. Sorry about that. There's the Brownie chocolate covered, and I can tell you there's a good chance the nuts are rancid in this, but we're going to give it a shot. Now we got beef stew. That's a classic. Everybody loves beef stew. Now if you didn't see that before, Brownie chocolate covered. And you get 2 instant teas. Those feel good. They're still dry. No pinholes. You know, the first thing to go in this would be your M&Ms and your orange beverage-based powder, and then the Brownie. And these oatmeal cookie bars and granola bars, they last almost indefinitely. I mean, I've yet to come across one of those that are bad. And of course, you got your classic MRE spoon. Well, maybe not classic. They used to have the MCI style white spoons in earlier MREs. I still prefer this longer, reaching to the bottom of the pouch and whatnot, kind of, you know, brown spoons, Old Faithful here. Anyways, there it is. Now, we're just going to dig into this and get going with it because I don't want to waste a lot of time. My last video ended up getting split up into 3 videos, and you know, I really don't want to do that. I don't want to make you guys go through, and it's grueling. You know, it's not fair. You know, everybody's got a limited set amount of time, so I want to do this right. First, let's actually make some instant tea. I want to be able to put it in a classic mess kit cup this time. I'm just in the mood for that. That seems like it would be appropriate. Now, it always smells nice. These things don't mix very well with cold water. Okay, like I've noticed they clump. If you have ration cold weather tea, it does not mix well with cold water. You gotta use hot water if you don't want it having these weird caked up bubbles on the top. And you know, it's kind of almost nice. You'll be drinking it and it'll be this burst of lemony tea sweet flavor, you know, but I don't want that right now. I want to have a nicely mixed, you know, tea. Anyways, let's get both of them in there. And then let's bring over a mess tray. And also, although it is not part of this component, it'll be part of the breakfast component, I have the Lipton Cup of Soup that I was so really wary of opening last night. And you know what? Nobody here's probably seen it, so I might as well bring that into the mix, although it is not part of this component. So I'm bringing that in here too. Here you go. We're going to see that as well, and getting hydrated, although I know it's not good. I mean, a pinhole got in there, I'm not going to eat it. I'm just going to hydrate it, and, you know, I haven't even looked at one in several years, so it should be interesting for even me. You know, I'm just going to rip this open, and I'm going to save the other one, because they are the exact same thing. Maybe I'll send the other one off to one of you guys if you want to try it. Alright. It's always a nice cinnamony kind of cookie smell I mean, it's sweet scent. It's really nice. These have gotten slightly dark, but no, they're about right on color. Slightly darker than they were originally, but they're still good. Now they're in that clear packaging, and see, and labeled oatmeal cookie, and then the granola bar. Those oatmeal cookie bars are a real treat. You know, a lot of these MRE guys love them, including myself. They don't make them anymore. These oatmeal blocks are something else, I tell you. They're definitely a treat. And, you know, they're dense. You know, they really held up over the years. Cool stuff. And the granola bars, you can still get them in food packet survival general purpose. And occasionally on eBay, there's a guy who sells them in 2-packs for, I think, $20 plus shipping, which really isn't bad. They're an interesting ration, and Gundog has done a review on those. It's a really cool review. If you want to check that out, I highly recommend it. And so there are those, and here's the tea. We're going to be adding hot water to that in a moment. And, you know, I'm going to get the cup of soup on the other side here. I'm really curious myself to see how this is held up over time. And I'm actually going to save the packaging too, because it's nice for presentation purposes. I don't want to just destroy all of this. I mean, you know, it's... There we go. Hopefully that was a good enough little slit there to open this. I think it was. You know, this really almost looks, and so it smells stale. Okay, this is from the breakfast component, all right, the A component, but I neglected to do this last night, and I just, like I said, wanted to do it right. Now you can see that. That's a pretty good little look there. I'm going to have to actually fix this. I'm going to probably tape that up. I don't like wasting this stuff, okay? I really don't. It pains me, okay? Like, I hate to even open this relic, really, but it's something worth sharing, and considering it's one that's not in the absolute best of condition, actually we'll open that last. Let's check this out. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen chocolate-covered brownies, you know? I mean, they packed them in MREs till, I believe, 1995, and then they were in Warnick ration cold weathers up till, I believe, the year 2000 when they stopped making them. Now, I've never run into ration cold weathers produced anywhere past 1998. So, I can't speak from experience with that, but I have actually had a brownie chocolate covered earlier this year that was still good from a Warnick. There you go. It smells nice, but that's just the outer chocolate coating. It is the same coating as the ever sought after, you know, ration commodity chocolate covered oatmeal cookie. But what you got on the inside is a little different. Let's actually break that open first so I can give you a good idea. Oh yeah, those nuts are definitely going to be rancid because they have a nice healthy color. Like, you can see the nuts. Now these things, this is so dark. I'm still going to have to try this to see. Let's see, this is... Yeah, that's not palatable anymore. I'm sorry, but that's just not really good. And I won't be surprised if I start getting... Excuse me. Sorry about that. I don't want to get a swelled tongue here, because that's what happens. Rancid nuts will swell your tongue up, it'll close your throat up. It's not fun. So, we add a little water to a couple things here. And then we're going to dig into that beef stew. But, anyways, the oatmeal cookie has a nice cinnamon, almost buttery, sweet flavor. Very mild flavor, too. And this one's, excuse me, and this one's no exception. Very good. I'm going to eat that whole thing. Now, I believe there are little bits of apple in this granola bar. I swear. There's undertones of apple, and Also, not bad. But not as good as that oatmeal cookie. It never was. But you can reconstitute this with 2 ounces of water. And my recommendation is you take your accessory packet creamer and you add it to it. That's how you make that thing really decent. Turns into a nice creamy oatmeal kind of deal, or a granola, I mean. Now I'm going to pick this up for a moment so I can properly add this water and not spill it everywhere. Oh, got that on the camera. I probably shouldn't have poured that over the camera. That was swell. It's fine. But, didn't get on the lens, that's all that matters. So let's get that hydrated. And this as well. Not the best thermos. Gotta say, I gotta have something a little better next time than that. I'm not gonna add too much water to this. I like my tea, you know, where it's not diluted. You know, the instructions for a lot of these drinks tell you to add, if it says add 8 ounces, add 6. If it says add 16, add 12. If it says add 12, add 8 to 10. Otherwise, you're just going to have a kind of watered down drink, no matter what. I mean, so I'm guessing, last night we were asking, or I was wondering, how much is a canteen? You know, in ounces. I believe it's 24 ounces, because this says 2/3 of a canteen, and that's 16 ounces. So that's answered now, I'm pretty sure. And I was just really drawing that blank last night, which is kind of embarrassing. And if anyone can help me with the editing on these videos, I'm terrible at this, as you can see. And let's try out, oh yeah, nice vacuum seal, you know, the hiss. You know, it's just such a classic entree. And Natick Food Labs did a good job when developing this stuff years back in the 60s, maybe even the 50s, late 50s when they first were making this stuff. Oh yeah, that has that nice, healthy vacuum seal to it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Now I'm gonna add some hot water to that now, and then put it onto this old World War II era mess tray. I used to have a ton of these things. Bought them for $2 a piece and sold them for $6, and wishing I kept them all and sent them out as gifts because it was way too cheap. They're worth a lot more than that. I must have bought 40 of them in a warehouse, and there were some World War I era ones as well. Wish I hung on to one of those. I was selling those for 10 and these for 6. It's like, geez, what year is it here? I could have gotten more than that. Anyways, off topic, sorry. I'm going to stir this up and then close it up with that closure device, if I can even find it. Those things are so easy to lose. And I know I said it somewhere last night, but naturally I'm kind of scatterbrained. So it might take me a moment to find that. I might just skip the closure device. In the video I did last night, I'm just stirring this up. Let's get this back on camera. And this is gonna take, they say 10 minutes to rehydrate. Heck, I kind of like adding hot water and then just chowing down like a minute later, because it kind of has that nice crunch. I don't know, there's something about that consistency that I enjoy sometimes. I can immediately smell the beef stew. It like brings it back to life, is the only way I can put it. It's fascinating what, you know, Oregon Freeze Dried Company had come up with, which I believe Natick is where it all started. And anyways, yeah, there we go. And we're going to excuse me, seal that back up for a moment. And you know, this is a very filling meal. It's 2 servings. Say you go to your like a Walmart or whatever, and you go and buy these things. They sell them in the camping supplies section, but they're 1 serving. This is 2. Get a better shot on that. Couldn't help myself. I had to have another bite of that. I have to sweep again. Look at me go. Anyways, I'm going to show you those plain M&Ms. I kind of hate to open the pack. You know, when I know they're brittle, I try and keep them in the pack because I actually collect those. But I have like 9 of them that are brittle powdered M&Ms, but it's the vintage packaging. And you never know, one day something like that could be worth money. Guys, old candy, I'm serious, it's worth money. Go on eBay, just type in old or vintage candy and then go to sold and see what that stuff is sold for. It's unbelievable. Now, I'm going to, yeah, you can see that's pretty cool, the chicken soup. It has little chunks of chicken and everything in there, white meat. That's not bad. But I'm not going to try it because a pinhole got in it and it smells stale, it smells weird. It's like, you know, it's not the most amazing thing in the world. Now I can smell it here. We'll give it a whiff and then I'll see if it smells good now. I'm not sure. It actually almost smells fine.